Okay, anybody who has an announcement that they would like to make, please make your way up to the front. We are going to bring our candidates up in a minute. Would like to say thank you all for being here. What an amazing turnout for these amazing women candidates that we have. Yay, yes, absolutely. How lucky are we that we are going to replace Doug LaMalfa with one of these three amazing women. Absolutely. These women could not be more different, and I can't wait for you all to not different from each other, different from who we have in that office right now. Sorry. Let me complete my thought and get it out of my mouth. So I can't wait for you all to be able to meet these candidates and get to know them a little bit better. Before we do that, we want to make some announcements. If somebody could hand me the little flyer from their chair. I just want to make sure I cover them all. Thanks, Carol. Okay. Number one, Indivisible Women has found a little bit of stability, let's call it. We will be meeting the second Sunday of every month in 2018. We will be meeting the second Sunday at 1 p.m. in this very room. So if you don't need to worry about it, you can schedule it on your calendar. Next month's event is going to be led by our amazing environmental team. So I'm excited about that event. We will also, at every event between now and election, we will have tables for our women candidates so that this will be a place where you can come learn more about the candidates in our community. So yay for that. Okay, so we're going to do, sorry, Carol. Yes. Everything is recycled at this event. Another major improvement that we have done thanks to our environmental consciousness team. So yes, and thank you all for let me also just before we get started thank the amazing women who helped create this event today. Atara O'Connell, where are you? Yay, Atara! Justine Chanel, Carol Turner. And I'm Barb DeHart. Thanks. Okay, we're going to try a lightning round of announcements. So we have community organizations, we have Indivisible teams, and we are going to give them a moment to stand before you and tell you exciting things that are happening in their areas over the next month or things that you should be paying attention to. So let's start it off.
I'm Leah Schwinn, and I'm from Healthcare for All in Nevada County. SB 562, the Healthy California Act, guaranteeing health care to everyone, is not dead. It's just been kidnapped. It's being held in the Rules Committee. We have lots of information at our table, but the most important thing we need you to do is keep the pressure on, get Rendon to free the bill. How can you help? Free the bill.
Hi, I'm Joyce Bonsoff, and I'm with Alternatives to Violence Project. And if you're interested in a fun, interactive, experiential weekend workshop or 3 days during the week, come over by the Weary Warriors sign and either pick up a flyer with how to get a hold of me or sign up. If you know people that could use some better communication skills or conflict resolution, like your family members maybe.
Hello, my name is Tracy Pepper, and I am with Community Beyond Violence. Yay! That's formerly DVSAC. For those of you who may not be aware, we are going through a name change and a rebranding, and this new name, Community Beyond Violence, better reflects what we offer and the services that we give. So I'm here to tell you about April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and Community Beyond Violence will be commemorating that with April 28th, Denim Day. And for those of you who don't know about Denim Day, I invite you to go to our website. But a spoiler alert is that they blamed her rape on her tight jeans. So please go to our website and learn more about how you can participate and how you can help.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Nyborg, and I'm actually a co-founder of Indivisible Women, so it's always exciting. It's always exciting to see you. The piece that we have taken on is called Living Room Conversations, or Reaching Across the Aisle. Shushila Mertens has been very involved, as a number of women have. I don't see Veronica here, but the next one is going to be on guns, and we are opening it up to men and to women for it to come, because we think that's a small conversation that we must have. We break into groups of about 5 people. It's going to be March 14th, and we've got these on our table over there with all the information, 6:30 at Valentina's. More information on our place over there.
Thanks, Marilyn. The listening cafes really are instrumental and teaching all of us so much, and based on living room conversations, so excited about that.
With my big ass check. Indivisible Women Reproductive Health, Democratic Women's Club, Indivisible Democratic Women's Club, and who else is on here? Indivisible Gold. We all raised $1,000 in Doug LaMalfa's name because he does nothing for women, and we're hoping this is the last check in his name. Next one will be memorial, because one of these 3 women are going to win and unseat him. And tomorrow night, we have a movie night at the Madeline Hellig Library at 6:30. It is Misrepresentation. Please come and see it. It's amazing.
My name is Carol Chapman, and I'm with the Nevada County Democrats, and I'm here to let you know about our upcoming gala, the Blue Wave. It's April 21st. It'll be in Nevada City at the Elks Hall. And Betty Yee's going to be the speaker. It's going to be lots of dancing and lots of drinking and lots of fun, because Democrats know how to party. So please come.
Itara has promised that she is going to make it snappy, right? What do you think? Anybody taking odds?
I'm not going to make it snappy because we're early. I'm a part of the immigration team, and we're still focusing on my little baby shirt. She wants the mic. No way. So we're selling pumpkin bread that Rebecca made, part of the immigration team. So if you get hungry, please buy one of these, and we'll help the DACA legal defense team. Thank you very much. Okay, and we also have, I'm not done. And then, Lee, do you want to make a quick announcement about, so there's Indivisible Gold. Don't forget about that. Okay, there's 2 things. One is keep your representatives informed about how you feel about Dreamers and DACA. Please keep calling. And we do want a clean DREAM Act. That's number 1. Number 2 is the increased activity of ICE in Northern California, which is unusual. That's like a new punishing thing going on. So if you get a number for the emergency response over there at our table, you can just stick it in your purse. And if you see any ICE activity, you can just call that number so they know where and what is going on. That would be very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And don't forget to come to the fundraiser March 17th at my house and see Shelley Covert's band. And I didn't say that.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. I'm with Nevada County Indivisible Dems for Progress, and there's a reason for all those words. We're having a really important meeting tomorrow night at the old superintendent's building there at Zion and Ridge across from the Historical Society. It's called Winning. It's It's all about how you speak to voters out there whatever you're doing, what words you use. We're in a conservative district, even to Democrats. It's about how you choose among the great candidates. We have such 3 great candidates. We have a campaign person who has worked with Charlie Brown, knows the district, mobilized the Democrats for the last few years in this area, and he knows about what it takes to win. So please come to help you make your decisions partly. And one more thing I want to say is that we have a Money and Politics Committee, which is the foundational problem with our system right now, whether you're Democrat, Republican, whatever. Right? March 19th, we are going to be meeting. Check our calendar. We'll get information out to you. Please come to that and support it. We want to go to the Northern District and start talking to everybody about this.
Hi, everyone. I am Mary Moore, and I am volunteer coordinator for Hillary Hodge for supervisor. Thanks for our awesome picture. We kind of wanted to make a soft announcement before the news gets officially released tomorrow about our April 7th Get Out the Vote event. This is going to be an amazing collaboration between Indivisible groups and the Dems to spring into action as volunteers and really get some feet on the street for the June election. And our special guest will be Kimberly Ellis. She's coming into town to kick us off. So if you're a wizened volunteer at this point for the various campaigns, please come. And if you're brand new and you haven't had a chance to participate, we'll be doing real-time training and some real-time volunteering at the event. So please join us.
Hi, everyone. So this is an announcement specifically for anyone who lives in the city of Grass Valley in the incorporated city limits. Grass Valley City is considering adopting an energy action plan, and myself and my colleague are presenting what that would look like for the city and why it would be beneficial to both the municipal operations and our community. So if you are a resident, I would love for you to come. It's going to be on March 27th, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. You may provide public comment, but even if you're just in the audience waving and smiling at me, because I'll be super nervous presenting to City Council, that would be wonderful. So again, March 27th, 7 p.m. if you're a Grass Valley City resident. Thank you.
So on everybody's chair, there's a little half sheet that says Indivisible Women announcements. Much of what you've heard is our announcements are on there. In addition to that, I want to make a shout out to 2 new female candidates that have just entered local races. Actually, we have 3. I'm not sure, Marianne Davis, if we've announced you yet at a recent meeting. So Marianne Davis is running for clerk recorder. Yes, okay, for Nevada County. I live in downtown Nevada City, and so I'm very happy about this next announcement. The Nevada City City Council, we've been looking in our community for people to run, and Erin Minette has agreed to run for Nevada City City Council, along with Polly Halstead. So we have 2 candidates. I would like to announce someone. Okay, so the events in Florida, the mass shooting of our children. It's something that obviously nobody wants, but we're in a situation today where we aren't doing enough about that. And, you know, gun violence affects everybody, especially in this community. We've had our own situation. 2002? Thank you. Where Amanda Wilcox and her husband really ended up, after this the tragic death of their daughter, on a stage fighting for gun safety, for responsible legislation. And so we thought, based on where we've been, not only with the tragic events in Florida, but also from, most importantly, all the activity and the action that's happened, these young, brave students who have taken everything that they've learned in their AP history classes and their government classes, and they've put it to work as activists fighting for their own safety. Yes, hallelujah to that. I mean, that is, our future is bright when we look to children like that. So today we thought we would start with a few minutes of time spent with Amanda Wilcox. Where is Amanda? Oh, thank you. Yes. And I want to read this introduction. After her daughter was killed in a rampage shooting in Nevada County, Amanda felt compelled to dedicate herself to the goal of reducing violence in society. Amanda and her husband, Nick, began advocating for gun violence prevention and improved mental health care. Laura's Law, named after their daughter, which allows for court-ordered assisted outpatient treatment for those with serious mental illness, was named after Laura, their daughter. In 2004, they worked on the successful campaign to pass the Mental Health Services Act in order to get more funding for mental health care in California. Amanda is the founder and president of the Nevada County chapter of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence and has served since 2005 as the legislation and policy chair for the California Brady chapters and leader of California's statewide gun violence prevention coalition. As a legislative advocate in Sacramento, Amanda has helped pass over 60 gun reform bills and has been instrumental in the enactment of significant state firearm laws. Amanda is currently serving on the Nevada County Mental Health Board, Nevada County Suicide Prevention Task Force, and the Foothill and Truckee Healthy Babies Community Advisory Board. So I would like to welcome Amanda Wilcox.
Oh, thank you. Oh, perfect. Thank you for that introduction. That was a little overwhelming. I love Nevada County. Thank you all for being here. So I wanted to start today by reading the names of the 14 students and the 3 teachers from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, that were killed last month. The names are Alyssa, Scott, Martin, Nicholas, Aaron, Jamie, Chris, Luke, Cara, Gina, Joaquin, Elena, Meadow, Helena, Alex, Carmen, and Peter. I made 17 that were killed that day, last month. There are also 18 others killed in our country by a firearm homicide that day. I don't know their names. And there were 61 who died by suicide with a firearm or an accident involving a gun. So 96 people died from gun violence on Valentine's Day 2018. On average, 96 people die every day in our nation from gun violence. 7 children and teens, on average, die every day. What kind of nation have we become? We are off the charts compared to other economically developed Western nations in terms of the amount of our citizens that we lose to gunfire. But it's easy to become numb to those statistics, so I want to give you another name, Laura. So in January 2001, my daughter Laura was home on winter break from college. She was filling in as a receptionist at the Nevada County Behavioral Health Clinic, where she had worked the previous summer, just as a summer job. And a patient with severe untreated mental illness came in and opened fire. He shot Laura 4 times at point-blank range, killing her instantly. He continued his firing and shot Laura's supervisor, who was standing behind her, who was severely injured and suffers from those injuries to this day. He shot a caregiver who was picking up medication for a family member, and he walked down the hall. He tried opening doors. Everyone, of course, heard the gunfire and locked their door, so clients and healthcare providers sat there behind locked doors, terrified. But he left the clinic, and he went to what was then Lyons Restaurant near McDonald's now, and shot and killed the manager and injured a cook. our community was terrified. Schools and businesses locked down. No one knew where he would go next. It turned out he went home, took a nap, and then called his brother and confessed his crime. Thankfully, Nevada County law enforcement was able to take him into custody without further incident. Laura was bright and beautiful at age 19. She had tremendous capability, kindness, and spirit. She was an outstanding student, graduating as a high school valedictorian, and was, at the time of her death, a sophomore at Haverford College, a very good school in the Philadelphia area. And she was in the midst of her campaign for the student body presidency. She wanted to dedicate her life to service. She wanted to make a positive difference in the world, and she was already doing that. She had the brightest of futures and endless possibilities, as does every young child or young person. So I was home when I learned about the shooting, and I spent the next about 7 hours trying to get information. And finally, that evening, with my 2 sons standing by and myself standing by, Sheriff Royal told my husband Nick that Laura had been killed. I remember one son, I don't know which one, yelling, "No!" And just like you hear about, my knees buckled and I sat down. I felt like I was underwater with my senses diminished. And my 2 tall teenage sons crawled into my lap. And for my family, life as we knew it was over. So I spent the next months in a state of shock, physical illness, and emotional pain. Eventually, as that protective shock and numbness wore off, I found I had to find meaning again in a world that to me had gone awry. And my husband and I both felt, well, maybe we could use Laura's story to make a positive difference on these issues related to her death. So as you heard, we got involved with mental health reform and gun violence prevention. And in truth, that advocacy work has given me meaning again. So I've been a lobbyist in Sacramento since 2005, starting my 14th year. I know lobbyist is a dirty word these days, but you have to remember, many lobbyists are public cause advocates. They work in the public interest. We've made incredible people in the Capitol working on other causes that I care deeply about. So it's how I found meaning again. It's what I do every day. It's how I live with what happened. And I've been doing it, and it's not me. I mean, anyone can do this if they want to give the time, but I've been doing it long enough where I know the policy, I know the process, I know the key players, I know the key committee consultants, I know the leadership, and I have the relationships I need to help move my agenda in California. And by the way, I love working on this issue in California. So now, after each horrific mass shooting, I put on my policy hat. It's almost like I'm inoculated to the horror. I just go numb again. And I think about the policy, and I get questions from legislative offices wanting a bill idea, or they have some stupid bill idea or a good bill idea. You know, reporters want to know, could this happen in California? What's our law? You know, a lot of new interests from other groups and speaking opportunities, and that's all great. You know, and I go kind of into overdrive dealing with all that. And then later, I realized the horror of what happened. And after the Parkland shooting, it was finally 4 days ago for me. And my husband and I were at a Rotary Club breakfast in Nevada City. And a man there was a friend, the father of one of Laura's good friends. And he came up to us and he said, "Matt never comes back to Nevada County because every time he does, everywhere he looks, he sees Laura." He can't come back here to his home county. Those Parkland students are going to be impacted for forever, and they may not be able to come back to their home city. This is wrong. Our youth should not be having to go through this. We have got to change this. So the students from Stoneman Douglas High School have been making absolutely incredible statements. They are passionate, they are well spoken, they are smart. Apparently they had a great AP history teacher. I read that too. We have good ones in Nevada County. And boy, are they incredible advocates. And they are determined that unlike some of these other horrific shootings, we don't forget and we don't become complacent, and that we keep this momentum going. You heard there's a 17-minute school walkout this Wednesday. A number of our local schools are participating. I've been in conversations with them. They are closed to the public. Obviously, there's safety concerns, and we really need to respect that. They're leading the March for Our Lives in Sacramento, or in Washington, D.C., and Sacramento is going to have a march on March 24th. So they're doing that. We need to support them with that. And we're going to keep marching until the midterms. Because if Washington won't act, students aren't going to stand for that, and we're going to replace them. So there should be a sheet on your chair with local actions, and you can come to the table by the door after this if you don't have it or need more information. But one of the things I urge you to do is to contact Congressman Doug LaMalfa. He needs to co-sponsor H.R. 4240, which is the bill that will expand background checks on gun buyers. Let me tell you, 97% of Americans and 97% of gun-owning households supports background checks. Those are people in his district. There is no reason for him not to support this, and he needs to listen to his constituents rather than the NRA. So contact him, write letters, and if you write letter to the editor, use his name. They all have staff who spend their time, do their search engines, find the name of their member, their legislator. So use his name so he sees it that we want him to co-sponsor H.R. 4240. Another quick item I want to talk about is the Speak for Safety campaign. There was coverage of this in the Union earlier last week. I don't know if you saw the article. This is very relevant to our county where we have a lot of suicides by firearm. Thankfully, we don't have much gun crime, but we do have suicides by firearm. And it's an opportunity for family members, household members, and law enforcement to petition the court for gun violence, for a temporary firearm prohibition. So go to speakforsafety.org. It's on your sheet there. Join the Nevada County Brady chapter and text movement to 877-877, but it's on your sheet. But we cannot let up. I believe we're at the tipping point, led by these students, and we need to sustain this and get some change in Washington and have Washington actually listen to the American people. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.